What if Ash Ketchum gets transported to the Demon Slayer universe? How would the story turn out? Would he be a badass Hashira like Rengoku? Or would he be even more evil than Muzan? Well, out of 1,000 possibilities, I analyzed 3 logical ways the story would turn out. Ash becomes an Upper Moon Kizuki. It's the Edo period, year 1729, and Ash arrives in the Demon Slayer universe, confused and desperate for someone to tell him what in the world is going on. I hope you're not thinking Ash is alone. Of course, he's with his trusty Pikachu and 5 more Pokeballs containing his strongest Pokemon: Charizard, Greninja, Sceptile, Lucario, and Dragonite. On his way to find help, he comes in contact with Muzan. Muzan, intrigued by the unique-looking Ash and Pikachu, wonders if Ash could be what he has been searching for: a strong human that would be able to withstand the sun if turned into a demon. Innocent Ash has no idea about the existence of demons or has any instinct to run away from Muzan, so he approaches Muzan to ask for help. But the evil Muzan grabs Ash by the neck and pumps Ash full of his blood. You gotta note that Ash has been portrayed to possess superhuman strength and durability, alongside the power to absorb and control flames and fire, not to mention his 6 powerful Pokemon. So, he takes Muzan's blood like a G and survives. But he becomes a demon. As a demon, his MC powers get magnified by 1,000,000, and in no time, he becomes an Upper Kizuki. It would be logical to assume that he also feeds his Pokemon Muzan's blood so they become as OP as he is. In the Demon Slayer world, there are no Nurse Joys or Pokemon healing centers, but Ash has nothing to worry about because his Pokemon are demons now, and they don't need healing or treatment to survive. They just need to eat people. It's almost like Ash is Gyotaro with Daki, except he is with 6 diabolical beasts 10 times stronger than Daki. Of course, being one of Muzan's strongest soldiers, the world doesn't see much of Ash until the Mugen Train arc. So after defeating Enmu, Rengoku and Tanjiro face off against the Upper Moon demon Ash Ketchum instead of Akaza, and they do not stand a chance against the demon Ash, allowing Ash to obliterate the both of them. With Tanjiro and Rengoku dead, the Demon Slayer storyline collapses in on itself. Canon events like Nezuko finding out that she is immune to the sun and the defeat of Gyotaro fail to happen. So it doesn't take much longer for demons to defeat humanity's last stand against the demons and allow for Muzan to take over the whole world with the demon Ash Ketchum by his side. Now remember, this is just one of 3 ways the story would turn out, because what would happen if Ash gets transported to the year 1899 and Muzan gives Pikachu his blood instead of Ash? Of course, poor Pikachu would explode to death, leaving Ash heartbroken. But Ash doesn't stay heartbroken. He gets up, wipes his tears, and vows revenge on Muzan, who disappears into the shadows. Ash has no idea what Muzan is or what exactly just happened to his Pikachu, so he dedicates his life to finding out more about demons with one goal in mind: kill Muzan. So, driven by revenge, Ash finds out about the Demon Slayer Corps and joins them eagerly. You see, with Ash outside the Pokemon universe, there are no new Pokemon to catch, and there are no Pokemon healing centers. So this means any Pokemon that gets defeated stands a very high risk of dying because they cannot be revived, as he arrived in the Demon Slayer universe with only a few vials of healing potions. And with Pikachu dead, he is left with Charizard, Greninja, Sceptile, Lucario, and Dragonite. Joining the Demon Slayer Corps was a good thing, because it's where he meets Shinobu, who figures out how to make more healing potions so his Pokemon are safe, but not from demons. So Ash gets a lethal Nichiren blade, masters total concentration breathing, and thunder breathing style, all to get stronger. As the years go by, he inevitably rises up the Demon Slayer Corps ranks to be a Hashira, a few years before Tanjiro first appears before the Hashira and Kagaya Ubayashiki. So Ash meets Tanjiro as a Hashira. Not just any Hashira, but the Hashira that Tanjiro would escort on the Mugen Train arc. The battle against Enmu is won, but when facing off against Akaza, Ash doesn't make it out alive because the sensei dying in this arc is a canon event, and not even this Spider-Man can stop it. I see none of these possibilities are ending well for Ash, But what if Ash didn't take Rengoku's place? And what if he arrived in the Demon Slayer universe just in time to be on Team Tanjiro? It would be the strongest team in Demon Slayer. Just imagine Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenitsu, and Ash fighting together. Now, this is one possibility that may just end well for Ash, but it does not begin well. You're gonna want to stay until the end if you want to be mind-blown by what will befall Ash. See, it's the Taisho period, just a few days before Muzan will murder Tanjiro's family, and Ash arrives in the Demon Slayer universe with 6 Pokeballs, each containing Pikachu, Charizard, Greninja, Sceptile, Lucario, and Dragonite. Ash is confused and lost, so he uses his intuition to navigate the new universe he has found himself in. He moves around, asking questions and finding out more about where he is. By nightfall, Ash realizes there are no Nurse Joys or Pokémon healing stations in this universe, and he only has a few vials of healing potions left for his Pokémon. While he crouches at some alley with Pikachu to retire for the night, Muzan emerges. Immediately, Ash senses Muzan's diabolical intention towards him and summons Pikachu. Muzan moves closer with murderous intent, but Ash tells Pikachu to use Thunderbolt. This Thunderbolt attack is enough to weaken Muzan, but not enough to give Pikachu time to escape from Muzan, giving Muzan the opportunity to kill Pikachu. Ash is left heartbroken and in tears as Muzan disappears into the shadows. As a result of this, Ash vows to avenge Pikachu. A week goes by before Ash runs into Tanjiro, who is on his way to Mount Sagiri, and it doesn't take long for them to bond over their shared hatred for demons and become friends instantly. So, they venture into training together, and for 2 years, Ash and Tanjiro train together at Mount Sagiri under the tutelage of Sakanji Urokodaki. This is where Ash learns Thunderbolt breathing style in honor of his dear Pikachu, as Tanjiro also masters water breathing style. With the extra motivation that Ash brings, Tanjiro trains harder and as a result gets stronger than he normally would be. They both succeed in the training and get sent to participate in the final selection, which they pass easily and get selected into the Demon Slayer Corps. At this point in the story, there are a few things to note. Ash has mastered how to use his Pokémon just enough to make sure they don't die. There is a lot of attention on Ash, seeing that he is the only Demon Slayer with the ability to summon Pokémon to do his bidding. And Ash is a real badass Demon Slayer, but he still has a lot to master. In the Kidnapper's Bog arc, instead of Tanjiro facing off against the Swamp Demon alone, Ash is there to fight alongside him, and they slay the demon together. The Asakusa arc is a more defining moment, as not only Tanjiro sees Muzan just casually walking the streets, Ash sees him too, and recognizes him as the demon that killed Pikachu. So Muzan has to cause extra distraction by making not only one person, but 2 people demons, so that he can escape without any hint that he is a demon. This moment makes the duo, Ash and Tanjiro, swear to get stronger to beat Muzan. They even face off together against the demons Susumaru and Yahaba and successfully succeed. Up to this point in time, Ash hasn't really used his Pokémon as much as he should because he fears they might die out or he would run out of healing potions, until he meets the demons Tamayo and Yoshiro in this arc. Tamayo is a skilled doctor, and as such, is able to duplicate the healing potions for Ash, so Ash no longer fears death for his Pokémon as he can now easily revive them. Ash and Tanjiro continue their journey to the Suzumi Mansion arc, where they meet Zenitsu and Inosuke, and together they take down the demon Kyuubi. Moving on to the Mount Nanagumo arc, Ash and Tanjiro face a force more evil and stronger than the last, Rui, a lower moon of the 12 Kizuki demons. But they manage to slay the demon. Ash uses his Thunderbolt breathing, as well as Dragonite and Charizard to deal subsequent attacks that help in the battle, as Tanjiro pushed himself to the limits to win the battle. Man, on the other side of the battle, we have Zenitsu and Inosuke each fighting to their limits relentlessly. This all leads to the Rehabilitation Training arc, and eventually the Mugen Train arc, where Ash, Rengoku, Tanjiro, Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Nezuko are on the Infinity Train to defeat the Lower Moon demon Enmu. They easily defeat the demon Enmu, but it is not an easy battle. When Akaza shows up, Rengoku, Tanjiro, and Ash fight Akaza to their limits, and because Ash unleashes Charizard, Dragonite, and Lucario, Akaza doesn't stand a chance, and ultimately, Rengoku does not die. With everyone surviving the Mugen Train arc, the Hashira are on a winning streak, and 10 years later, Muzan will be nothing but a myth told at campfires to scare you.